morning, everyone. My name is Justin Matthew. I'm from the University of North Texas in Denton. My major is Development of Family Studies and Community Studies. Now, today we will be talking about the technology in schools and how that can help teachers communicate and collaborate between teachers and students, and how it can make it easier, way easier, for teachers to teach students in their classroom with the different ways. Now, how many of us have heard of the iPad 2? Okay, a few of us have, okay. And the Samsung Galaxy tablet, yes, okay, definitely. Now, what would it be like to see these things within the classroom? How about, instead of books, we have the iPad and the e-readers and the Samsung Galaxy tablets as textbooks? What if you use video conferencing with the parents and other teachers? These are all possibilities. These objects, these new and improved technological advancements can help us as teachers to communicate with the students and with the parents. Now, today we will be talking about understanding our students, the able and disabled. Now, the able-bodied people are normal people just like me and you that can move our hands, move our feet, we can talk, we can listen, we can see, we can do everything that we are supposed to be able to do. And we are technically blessed. Now we also have the other side, which is the disabled people. Now these people are the ones that cannot sometimes read and write. They can't move their arms. They have either a medical condition or they had an accident, and it impairs them to learn. Now, there's technology for both these type of people, and it can help both learn in the classroom. Now, I have a couple of things today. I have a headset that can be used for a lot of the disabled people so that they can hear correctly within the classroom much more clearly. They can adjust the bass, the treble, they can adjust to where they can hear what they need to hear. Now, I was talking about the iPad. There's smaller versions of the iPad. You've heard of the iPhone. Well, we also have like the iPod, the iTouch, which this specifically is the iTouch. Now, what is the iTouch can be used to have? It can have books, movies. It can have music that is within the classroom. You can use the iPod for cultural music within a geography class or cultural events. So this as a small device can help students. Now we also have this is not just a standard video camera. This actually was given to me to be able to use in this presentation, especially modified to be used as a document reader and a webcam. These kind of technology can be used for people who are visually impaired, or even to show documents during the classroom. So these have specialized zoom. It can be used it's more clear. It has HD capabilities. So these cameras are pretty expensive, but can be used in a classroom setting. It can be used in a home setting to help students read what they can't usually just read. Now, moving along, the types of technology. I gave you some examples of the technology that there are out there, but there are different technologies such as the smart board, different things that a disabled person can use, such as e-readers. They can use text-to-speech capability applications. Now these applications, what they are used for is that they can type. A person who cannot speak can type, and the computer or the tablet PC can actually read it for them. So these kind of things can help within communication, within a classroom, and with two teachers and for parents to use. Now we will also be focusing on tips and techniques for using PowerPoint technology. Now PowerPoint technology is dear to many people's hearts, especially teachers. And teachers are always trying to figure out how they can use PowerPoint more and more. That way, there's a visual representation of what they are teaching. In PowerPoint, you can integrate movies, you can integrate music, you can integrate YouTube videos. So these kind of things can be integrated within one application, one software, so that people can use it, people can see it, so that it is one other way that another person can learn. We will also be seeing tips and techniques on for using website technology. Now website technology means Facebook, it means Twitter, MySpace, and YouTube. See, these things are free. These things are there so that we can use it on a daily basis to communicate, to socialize. And by using this in a teaching setting, it can only help us. Now, there's also other websites such as ooVoo and Skype and FaceTime. These technologies are used for video conferencing. If a parent cannot come into a parent-teacher conference, they don't have to. If they have work, they might have work. They might have different obligations, family obligations, work obligations. So they won't have to actually come in person. But you can still see them by just having two laptops. One for the teacher and one for the parent. And all they have to do is use these applications so that they can face-to-face talk. This revolutionizes the ability to collaborate with parents, with community. You also have different websites such as freeteleconference.com, which gives you free teleconferences. These teleconferences, you can have more than 30 people on a teleconference, and you can have your own meeting. We use these in different middle school settings, in high school settings, where club members and teachers and PTAs can use these so that they can meet once a week, so that they can plan and they can organize things. See, technology is there for us to use, for us to be able to make our classrooms more efficient. We'll start by understanding the students that we work with. Now, I explained about the able-bodied students. These students are much more easier to work with. You can give them an iPad, you can give them a Galaxy Tab, and they can use this for research, for homework, turning in assignments. They can use it to record the classroom setting, record the different activities that are within the classroom. Now, we also talked about the disabled, the ones that aren't able to do so many different things. And so this requires different types of technology so that they can do basic necessities, such as talking to a teacher, asking questions, answering questions, responding to teammates. Things that we can do, they can't sometimes. And it's our duty as teachers to be able to provide these things. For able-bodied people, we have three types of groups. the baby boomers, the Gen X, and the Net generation. Now, this is talking about baby boomers. We're talking about the TV generation, the typewriters, the memos. Now, these are old-fashioned, now considered old-fashioned methods of technology. Now, those are the students that most college professors would be working with. And it's hard for them to see an iPad and be like, oh my gosh, what is this? You know, this is too new for me. And it's important to help them understand what these technologies can do and how to use it. Sometimes it's just the ability to use that is the hard part. Now we also have the Gen X, and these are the younger kids or the teenagers that are growing up, and they grew up with email, and they already grew up with video games and computers, and it's easy for them to pick up new things, and they're looking for new technology to be able to use so that they can keep up with the trend. And then we have the Generation X, or the Net, or the Net Gen. I'm sorry, we're talking about the Net Gen. Now, the Net Gen is the children that were born into it. They've never probably even seen the old TVs. They've never seen the typewriters. They've never used it. They didn't have to use typewriters. They don't even know how to use a memo. Now, the Net Gen, they are online communities. They're all about instant messaging, Facebook, Twitter. These youngsters have these different types of accounts that where they were since elementary. You're talking about Facebook being an elementary thing now and not a older adult thing. Elementary students have Facebook, they have Twitter, they have MySpace, they have Uvu accounts, they have Skype accounts where they talk to their friends, where they talk to their teachers. If you need homework help, all you have to do is log in to your Uvu account, and next thing you know, you're video conferencing with 5 or 6 other students and even your teacher so that you can get homework help. So these kind of things are important. These technologies will help students to be able to communicate. We're talking about the web being something they were basically born into having. It's there for them to use at all times. We have almost every single place you go to has wireless internet. So they can log into any type of account so that they can communicate with their teacher, they can communicate with you, the teacher, and with you as the parent. By age 21, the average person will have spent 10,000 hours